Do you feel it like when you like have it on at night? Do you feel it like pushing on your stomach or anything?
No.
Well, if my stomach is empty, I can feel it growling, but that's pretty normal. So, not really. Unless I'm full, like if I drink a lot of water, then I don't go to the restroom before I start it. I definitely get like a lot full in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't done any continuous feedings yet. I'm still looking at getting a pump and stuff. I've only ever done bolus, but I also don't really like the feeling of it necessarily. It's a very slow bolus. I make someone stand there for like 5 minutes and very slowly. But I would like to try and do a overnight, but mine's more so for backup stuff. It's not really, I mean, I used it the majority for the first year, and then now it's kind of just there in case I need it. Just because I'm at a pretty consistent weight right now and don't necessarily need the extra. But I know it's there for comfort as well. Just knowing that if I do get sick, I have it there and I don't need to worry about getting it necessarily.
Can you hear the pump at night?
Yeah, my pump, I keep it right next to my head because I don't have an overnight assistant. So if it starts like alarming for any reason, I keep it there so I can hit the button and turn it off. But maybe that's why I can hear it. It's just like it's a constant whirring sound, like kind of like the wheelchair charger, something to get used to.
Sarah, do you live in the States?
No, I live in Canada.
Okay. There are two main pumps that people use. There's like a blue one called a Kangaroo Joey, and there's another one called an Infinity. I've had both. And the Joey, it makes a lot of noise. Like to someone who's not used to it, it makes a lot of noise. But once you get used to it, it's kind of like a fan in the background, like in your room. But I noticed that the Infinity is a lot quieter. It's like sometimes I'll like wake up I'll have to turn around because I get paranoid that the pump's not on. But it's just that quiet.
That's good to know.
Oh, and it goes a lot faster too. Like if you like to do bolus without having someone like literally holding the syringe right next to you, you can do bolus. Like I think it goes about 200 milliliters faster. The Joey goes up to 400 milliliters an hour, and the Infinity goes to 600, which is kind of like a little bit more than a water bottle an hour, which is pretty good.
You guys have to end up like going to the bathroom?
Yes.
I feel like that would be like a lot of, I don't know, I feel like I'd have to pee.
Yeah, I do. This is why I don't do it that fast.
Fair enough. Okay. Cool.
But the only time I really use it that fast is like water. Because water is just, I don't know. But with other formulas, like you go that fast, you're in for a bad time.
I would imagine so.
But it's easier to connect it to a Mickey or no peg tube. Is that why they suggest a peg tube when you first start?
I don't know why they suggest it.
You can hook it up to a Mickey too, though.
Yeah.
Hello, puppy.
But I think the reason they started with the peg is, the design across all the brands is different. It's like Mac versus PC, they're both computers, but, they all work differently. But the reason my surgeon said he started with the peg was so the stoma could heal properly or just faster. But a lot of people start with it, but I don't really think it makes a difference.
Because I'm mostly worried because I sleep on my side. So, like, it's going to be, like, digging into me, I feel like.
It's very annoying.
I don't think it'll be digging into you. Like, when I had my peg, I was able to, like, kind of lay on my side and, like, put it off to my side, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it just really is a lot more annoying.
like the placement of it, did you guys go under for it or just like
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was put under.
because I don't think I can go under right now.
I wonder if you can do Twilight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that some people get it done under Twilight.
So like in Vancouver apparently like you either have to do it like with a GI doctor or like a radiologist.
Yeah.
And the GI doctor that I've seen is like really poor bedside manner, so we probably won't go with him.
Mm-hmm.
But because I can't open my mouth wide enough, like they probably can't scope me either. So they're thinking of doing some kind of like X-ray method instead, and then just doing like a local anesthetic.
That's what they did with me. Like they didn't do like from the inside out. They did from the outside in.
Same.
See,
I have mine done under IR or interventional radiology or whatever.
and because mine was a Mickey to begin with, so they didn't really do like it wasn't a Mickey that they placed like a tube similar to a peg, but in order to get it changed to Mickey, I didn't need to be back to sleep. So it was done under general just because they had to actually like make an incision and stuff. It wasn't done by scope. So like I have like a scar or whatever, but it was much easier than going back under when I wanted the Mickey to be back instead.
So yeah.
It was a pretty fast recovery for me anyway. Like I was only recovering for like a week or two, maybe not even. And it wasn't really super painful. Like it was just annoying.
Yeah, that's how I describe it. So like it's more annoying than it is painful.
It's just annoying.
So how far? So wait, would you say that the left side of your body is like functional purpose reasoning? Is my joystick is on the left side, and it's like super close to my stomach, and because like I belly breathe, right? I was just wondering like if I'm like super like distended or something, like would it like hit it?
Maybe the peg, just maybe.
I think that it could. Like the way that I sit, I lean forward, and my Mickey button hits my leg, but it doesn't like cause any irritation or anything. Like I can't really feel the fact that it's hitting my leg or that anything is moving in my stomach or anything.
Yeah, they have like more permanent tubes that are they could last like up to a year or something longer. Actually, they're actually a little bit thinner if you need them. I don't do it, but you can.
Is that called the mini one?
They have both the Mickey and the Minnie. They have a. Actually, I take that back. Just the Mini one. They have a balloonless option, which is when I went to the hospital, I asked the nurse, I was like, could I get that? Like that lasts a lot longer since you don't have to worry about the balloon popping. She was too nervous. Like she was like, she's been doing it for 13 years and all her kids have cried. So I was like, okay, maybe I don't want that. But the mini ones, like most of the ones that people get have the buttons, but they do have an option without the button. I mean, without the balloon.
It doesn't hurt to change that one, Courtney.
The one without the balloon?
Yeah.
I haven't got it because the nurse that I was trying to I was asking her about it. She was just like, no, because she's like the hospital's G2 nurse. That's what they call her.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, she's been changing G2s for like 20 years, and as soon as that one came out, a lot of her patients or a lot of the parents were trying to get it for their kids, and their kids were like screaming, crying stuff because it's not. Even though it's a lot, like it's just hard plastic. They don't give it to you like while you're under or anything like that. You're still awake, so it's like a G. It's really like a really hard balloon. So I can't tell you from my experience, but she kind of shied me away from this.
I have like this weird thing where I'm sure like a lot of people have this, but like I get freaked out over tube changes of any kind at all whatsoever. Like I literally can't handle it at all. I just like have panic attacks about it. So like my Mickey now, my GI wants to change it every 3 months, and the thought of changing it every 3 months makes me want to like bawl like a baby. So if there was one that I only have to change it once a year or whatever, I would seriously go for that, even if the pain is more or not. I mean, it's not painful.
Yeah.
It's just like the weirdest feeling ever, you know?
I think a lot of people, they change theirs like every 3 months, but they can last up to 8 months. Like, I don't get why you would change it if it still works.
I used
But-
to change it every 3 months, and then I switched, and now I do it every 6 months.
Yeah, that's what I do.
That's a lot more doable for me. Twice a year, I can handle that.
But
And I've always done it like at my house because it's such a simple change that I've always just done it myself. And then I had one time where I did it and I couldn't get the new one in. So I ended up having to go to the ER and have the doctor on call at the ER, just pop it back in. And it was really simple, but it was just like such a stressful event that now every single time I get it done, I just get my doctor to do it. So I'm just like, you know what? It wasn't worth it.
Yeah, you're like, never again.
I'll just come to you and you can do it.
Does it hurt?
Minutes. It's so fast and easy, but for some reason that day I could not get it done. Like, I must have been tense or something. Which I was, because I get anxious of them too, just like Heather. I freak out every time, even though it's not horrible.
Yeah, it's not horrible at all, but
yeah, I think I just got mine changed like last week. You know, I was just like so building up to the moment, and you know, she pulled it out. You know, I'm still freaking out, like, oh God, it's gonna hurt when it comes back in. But she already had it back in by the time I was freaking out.
It's not horrible. It's really not. It's never a horrible experience. I've never had like it hurt and like it's not. It just makes
It just feels kind of weird.
Feels a little weird.
it feels like, yeah, it feels weird, I guess.
I don't know how to describe it.
It's like someone's digging in your ear, like they're like extreme cleaning out your ear. Just like fingers that like things shouldn't go in there, but they do.
But it also, once it's placed, it feels fine again.
Yeah, it's like nothing.
The process of it, when they're putting it in, it feels odd, but the second it's in the right spot, you're like, it's perfect, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's almost like an earring. It just pops in the right spot, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. The only change it hurted was my first one. And that was because, yeah, that was better. But as soon as it was in, it was just like, oh, it's okay.
So good. Yeah.
My GI scares me a little bit because he's like this big, intimidating guy, and and like I think his like demeanor gives me more anxiety about the change because he's just such a large guy and he's so like, all right, let's just get this over with real fast. Like really, like whatever. He won't give me my time to like panic about it or like breathe in and out real fast or like whatever. But I kind of think that's for the best, maybe, because he does get it done real fast, and he's just like in out. Come on, Heather, let's go.
Don't have time to worry.
Yeah, I thought about like doctor shopping a little bit because I was so afraid of him, but actually, it's probably a good thing.
Sounds like my dentist. So they just like put the shots in your mouth, and they don't even give you warnings. They just like turn around and there's a shot.
Oh, I would not do well with that.
I know, me neither.
I need prep.
Do not put that in my mouth that fast. Oh my gosh.
But their hands are like so huge, you can't do it.
Or
So what formulas, do y'all use any formulas on your tubes?
yeah, I use like a Nestle something or other. I don't know what it is, but it's Nestle. It's made by Nestle.
Yeah.
I used Resource for a bit, but then I kind of built up a bit of a intolerance almost. Like it just made me really nauseous every time I had it. So I've actually been trying to find a new formula to replace it, but I haven't really had much luck yet.
That's like a major problem
Yeah.
for a lot of people.
Yeah, I can't use gravity anymore. Like I got intolerant to that.
I've tried like 12 formulas before I found it. Like I tried Gemini, I tried Nutrit, I tried Complete, I tried Boost, I tried, what else is there? I tried everything.
Which one do you take now then, Courtney?
I take Liquid Hope, but that was very hard to get. Like,
That's what I've been looking at.
That's the vegan one, right?
mhm.
Yeah, I want to do that too.
I tried Real Food blends before that, but their blends are so thick. Like you can't use it with the pup. Like I know other people in the group are like, oh, you just push it in like 1 minute and you're done. But I'm like, no. It's like your hands will get calluses, and I was just like, I gave it all away.
I got a sample box of it to try, and I was so astounded with how thick it was. And
I was
it
like, how
got
do people do
clogged
it?
the first time I used it, and I was like, I'm not doing this, so I also gave it away.
Like, how do people do it?
Yeah, I didn't like them at all.
Like, how do you choose your formula? Like, because do you still eat by mouth?
I do. I
Yeah.
eat almost fully by mouth.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're eating fully by mouth, like, why would one formula be better then? Because I can see how if some people, like, don't eat by mouth anymore, then their stomach might be more, like, sensitive. But if we're still eating by mouth, like, what makes one formula better?
I mostly am just looking for one that doesn't make me nauseous. So
Yeah.
the high sugar that's in the Resource I was taking, the second ingredient was sugar. Like water and then sugar. And so
That
it
goes
was
for a lot.
shaky. It made me so shaky that anytime I took it like before bed or it just made me so nauseous. That for me, that just wasn't enough of it wasn't solid enough. It was just sugar. But I'm not sure. I would imagine
It goes for at least like 80% of the formulas out there. They're all made by either Nestle or Abbott. And it's just these two companies. They dominate the entire industry. They have all these different they're quote unquote formulas, but they're like the same thing, just repackaged. It's like I would tolerate one for a little while. Then of course started tolerating.
Yeah.
So like all the progress, it would just like leave.
Yeah. I don't know. It's quite hard. I'm finding a formula really hard.
Yeah, I do too. And like my GI is no help at all. He's just like, here, have this one that everybody else uses. And like, look at that sugar content, guys.
It's all just sugar. And it doesn't keep you full. It just makes you shaky.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've been on Liquid Hope for about a month and a half or two. Can't tell you like how much better I've been feeling. That's crazy because you're like, oh, there's my mom again. But it's crazy to think like, finally I found a form like real food. I tolerate real food. Like, you would have thought that we tolerate real food.
Yeah.
But that's not what the doctors are trying. Or did you know that's how they actually started with feeding tubes were first invented? I guess it's kind of obvious, but people who use real food, then companies found a quicker, easier way to do things. And that's where we are now with the food that's actually worse than McDonald's.
And then, have you guys ever done, like, because, like, for the SMA support group online, I've often heard about parents, like, venting their kids. Have you done that before?
Oh, I don't, because if you can burp,
Right.
you don't really need to do that.
Yeah, I just
Yeah, I just burp. I don't get it. It seems like a waste of my time. So
But if you're like outrageously like what do you call it? Where your stomach is like bloated or something like that, you could do that. But if you're not
And I
like,
found like when I'm sleeping on my left side, after wearing like the BiPAP for a while, like I feel like very bloated. And so I was wondering like if I have a feed doing, will it make it worse?
a lot of people who use the BiPAP do use venting, like
Right.
they vent their tubes.
so yeah, that's definitely an option. It might make it better. So where should go? So hi Greg.
Hello.
Hey, Greg.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I was on the call earlier and my dog was taking a breathing treatment
Mm.
and my dog heard you guys and freaked out and ripped my tube out of my tray.
Oh my gosh. Whoa.
Are you okay?
Well, I'm okay, but he got tangled up in the hose for the nebulizer.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. What a nightmare.
Yeah.
That's so stressful.
I'm just grasping my neck right now.
So I'm sorry I missed so much of the meeting.
Okay.
That is fine with us. Do you have any questions about your feeding tube? Because I know you're like rather new to it.
Yeah, I just went to the upper GI doctor yesterday.
Mhm.
And it was a waste of time because the doctor or the nurse practitioner didn't know anything about the Mickey tube, and she didn't know about like how often do I check the water level and how often do I exchange it and all that stuff. So I wasted my time, but I posed that question to you guys. I mean, I'm on my third tube now. My first tube was a regular peg tube,
Mhm.
and then I got it replaced with a Mickey button. And then my dad kept checking the water pressure, I think, too regularly. And one day it fell out, so we had to take the whole day to find an emergency room that could put another Mickey tube in, or that Mickey button on. And we did that, and it's been working fine. I told him, don't mess with the water at all. And so it's been fine ever since then. He's concerned about the water level on the balloon. Do you guys mess with the water level on the balloon?
No.
I'm really bad. You're supposed to check it every week, but I don't.
Yeah, I don't check mine unless I feel like it's loose.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. I agree. I think we just leave it alone.
Yeah,
What do you-
I'm scared of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you guys.
Yeah, I think we check it a lot like that.
Yeah, unless he sits, there's a problem. Like, there's really no reason to do this. Like, the doctors, they'll tell you, like, you need to do this, like, once a week or twice a week. But unless you're, like, leaking or your tube is not fitting anymore or you just, things are looking weird, just, I don't check it.
Just leave it alone.
Yeah. Like, if they broke,
How often do you replace your Mickey?
I do 6 months.
yeah, about twice a year.
It's every 3 months, but I'm going to change that to 6 months, I think.
Okay.
If you could get extra tubes, like even if you don't change it, like if you could keep them somewhere as backup, that's a great, what am I saying? That's a great thing to do. But I only change it twice a year.
When you change it, do you go to the doctor?
Yes, but
Yeah.
that's
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
It's new for me. I used to do it at home. And then I had a time where I couldn't get the new one in. So now I go to the doctors.
But like I have a lot of GI appointments, so it's like why not just let them do it if I'm gonna be up there anyway. But if you're at home, it's like it's so easy to do it when it goes right.
Yeah. Well, when I changed mine, when it fell out and they put the other one back in, it took several hours for us to find an emergency room that had a Mickey button.
Mhm.
So the stomach had closed up to like it was a pinhole size. I had to actually like use like a little instrument to like stick in there to wipe his stoma to push it in. And when he pushed it in, man, I could feel his muscles shaking. Using everything in it. It was excruciating. So I'm having to go for that.
Yeah, they're supposed to put you to sleep for that. Like, ugh.
Yeah, you have to act fast because the stoma does close like
We actually have our doctors gave us a Foley catheter.
Oh yeah.
That they said that if it ever falls out, to just stick the Foley catheter in until you can find a place that has a Mickey tube on hand that you can put it back in.
Okay.
Just it's the same size kind of, right? So it just holds it so you don't have to widen the hole again.
Okay, that's a good
I've never
idea.
had to do that, but it's a nice little tip that I heard.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, my GI did the same.
I mean, that's a good thing about seeing how many your insurance covers a year, because they might cover more than you need, and you could have that as, you could bring that to the hospital with you to ask them to change it or whatever.
Right. Well, I have a friend of mine that had some extras, and so she sent me 3 extra Mickey tubes or Mickey buttons, but the diameter, the size is still 14th French, but the thickness is like a little bit off from what my doctor said, so I don't know if they would work.
You can have it.
You know, that measurement of the thickness of your abdomen from, I don't forget what it's called. But.
Yeah, they have like a circumference endless. Like my circumference is 16 French, but my length is 2.5 centimeters.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not sure what mine are. They're on the box.
I only recently memorized it after about 70 years.
Wait, I can look at my buttons. I'm not tied up, so.
I put mine in the medical notes in my phone, so I don't have to memorize it.
Good job.
Thanks.
Why don't I have that?
Yeah, you should.
I usually I don't have that in there. I should be putting that in there.
20 French, 2.3 centimeters. That's what it says.
I'm gonna do that after I'm done here.
French. Isn't that huge though?
What is it?
20 French, that's kind of big, right?
Well, it's like the middle. Kind of like the middle. Because they usually go from 12 French to 22. So you're like kind of in the middle on the bigger side.
You're looking 14 French, but
Yeah, mine's 14 French, 2.7 centimeters.
That's long.
Everybody's a little bit different, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
And then, do you have like different size extensions to like fit different syringes, or is it like a one size fits all kind of thing?
I don't know.
I think it's pretty much one size fits all. That's what I've noticed.
They have like 2 different types of syringes, but still it's like they said, one size fits all.
And then for meds, like do you mix it first before you put it into a syringe?
Like pills, like crushed pills.
Yeah, it's like right now I just like mix it in like a bit of juice, just enough so I can like swallow it, but not a lot. So I'm just thinking with like a small volume, like would I use a smaller syringe or still like the same size syringe?
The syringe really doesn't matter as long as you make sure that it's crushed up good. Because the little powder forms, like if you don't put water in the tube after, it kind of gets stuck, just like a regular straw. You know, like if you drink something and you just leave the straw, like you don't clean the straw, you can still kind of see the soda or whatever. And the powder forms, they could really clog your tube.
Yeah, my tube got clogged this morning. We put some milk in it and it won't crush properly. So we had to like take it out, do a flush, and everything. It worked okay though. But it was a bit fun.
One thing, if you want to fight clogs, I use Coca-Cola. It breaks up clogs like nobody's business. It's perfect.
and it has to be Coca-Cola,
Yeah.
not the other brands I've tried.
Yeah, exactly.
Has to be Coke.
It's got the ultimate fizziness.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
But Heather, do you have a blue and white like kangaroo chili pup?
Yeah, I do.
You said you tried the liquid hope before, right? Did it go through the pump?
Yeah, it goes through the pump. Yeah, it was fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I actually, but I've heard different though, so I don't know if like or maybe not. I don't know, but mine went through just fine.
Okay. But what was I say? Sarah, you said you would just use it as like a supplement, kind of.
Yeah, like at night maybe, or like, because I often have to eat like right before bed, just because like I don't want to like stir before I like eat or whatever. And I've been like noticing that I get like, really tired at the end of the day, so it's like kind of hard for me to eat like that late at night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll be good because during the daytime you don't have to worry about am I eating enough? Am I like, cause that's what I was doing. I was really stressed. Like, people were watching, like, you need to eat more. They didn't really understand, like, my muscles. It's hard to eat. Like, I love food, but to other people, it was kind of like, you're not eating. You need to eat more. Like, even the doctors, they might say, like, oh, I would love to have your problem, but they don't always understand. So having the tube is kind of like backup.
And the thing is, like, because my weight's been pretty stable, like, a lot of doctors are like, they don't see it necessary. Like, why are you getting this done? Kind of. And I'm like, if I don't get it done now, like, if my like lung capacity gets worse, it's gonna get harder.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people get it for. Their reasoning is like they might have health conditions where they could be sick one minute and then well the next. Your reasoning might be like, I don't know if you ever got like pneumonia or something. Or if you ever had any hospitalization, you could say, okay, when I get sick, I don't eat enough. I don't want to go straight to IB. Like, I would have something I could do at home.
Yeah.
It's a good comfort thing. It's very comforting to have. And it's not hard to maintain.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is that, like, I barely use mine regularly. But just knowing it's there, it's not a hassle. It's not in the way. Like, it's fine to just have there as a backup.
So do you flush water in it, like, regularly then, or no?
I'm supposed to.
I
don't as much as I should, but
yeah, they tell you it's gonna like clog, but I've tested it the past 6 years.
Yeah.
And it's no flushing my way.
it's fine.
Yeah.
You don't flush it at all?
You guys don't use your tubes every day?
I don't.
I do. At night.
Some days I skip, but pretty much every day. Unless I'm just like, I don't want to deal with this right now. So I just.
That's the only way I take my meds is through my tube.
Mm-hmm.
I do a nutritional supplement.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to gain some weight.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do too.
Yeah.
Once I hit my goal weight, though, I'll probably just stop using it and just keep it there.
That's exactly what I did, Heather.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I finally reached it's like my doctor still thinks I need to gain like 20 more pounds, but she doesn't understand like my family is like we're twins basically. And when you add muscular dystrophy to that, you're not getting like the muscle weight. So she wants me on the chart, a chart for like normal neurotypical people. So I'm like, I don't have. That's just gonna make it harder to lift my arm up, harder for people to lift me up. Like I've got a little bit of a reserve if I were to like get sick and lose weight or something. So
Yeah.
I pretty much finally after like 6 years at my weight. It's a nice thing to be able to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend message me last night that was like, I can totally see the weight that you've gained. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's such a good thing to hear.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, I'm so excited. I'm like the most I've ever weighed in my life right now, which is super exciting and also kind of scary because, like, if I gain more weight, who knows if I lose, muscle or whatever, but we'll see.
Yeah, I noticed a little bit of that, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stay here. Like, I'm pretty good.
Yeah. The second I see any loss of mobility, I'm gonna be like, all right, that's enough. Now,
Like, as long as you've got like a couple pounds to lose, if you were to like magically get like super sick, I
yeah,
think for muscular dystrophy patients, that's pretty much a good level. But I was like, when I got my tube, I was 65 pounds. So I was 5 feet. Which for me, it wasn't like crazy, but thinking back on it now, like I was really skinny, like even for my family.
Hmm.
And now I'm 85 or 87, something like that.
Yeah, I was around there. Originally I was used to being 85, 90, and then I went down really low to about 65, 70, and that's when I got it because they were quite concerned how fast I plummeted.
Yeah.
I
Did
weighed
even
65 pounds most of my adult life. I'm about 63 pounds right now. But I was down to like 52 pounds when I was sick.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
I got a good appetite right now. Plus the bolus feeding.
But yeah, even with the tube, like it kind of fluctuated for the past years till now because like I think was that you Brooklyn saying like you were having like problems with like intolerance, or you would tolerate it for a couple months, and then like you start throwing up.
Yeah.
That's what would happen to me. So I was basically cycling through like a dozen formula until now. Have y'all ever tried any appetite stimulants?
No, I don't even know what that is.
Well, you could go one way. There's another one. It's like, I guess you could say illegal. It's called cyproheptadine. A lot of people have prescribed that to like get their knees. I've used it kind of on and off. Just cycles. I don't really use it anymore.
What's it called again? Can you type?
Yeah, sure.
Spell it or chat. Put it in the chat.
There you go.
Okay.
Cyproheptadine.
Dude, it's like a lot of they just use it. Like originally, it was given to cats, like little kids, because they'd be to try to like get them bulk up or whatever. But now they use it on humans too. So, like, side effect for some people is that it makes them sleepy, which I didn't think I had until I started realizing, like, hey, not every time, but sometimes when I take it, or when I take it a lot during the day, like I just fall asleep out of nowhere. So it's better to use at night or in the morning. But it's also used with PTSD patients to help give them a better night's sleep. So it has a lot of benefits. Like, I don't know, it makes me feel less full when I take it before a big meal. But it is something to look into. It's very harmless. Like if you take it for like 5 weeks and then you just want to stop taking it, there's no like when you stop taking medicine and stuff starts happening. There's nothing like that.
In all honesty, I use weed as an appetite stimulant. I'm not even gonna lie. I smoke, I get hungry, I eat, and then I'm full. It works perfectly.
I'm just waiting for that to be legal.
To be legal, yeah. If it was legal here, that'd be better.
See, because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to like get the wrong stuff. Just like I'll be the first to say that I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, for my respiratory problems, it's not an option anymore. I used to,
Well, you could eat it.
Yeah, you could eat it or oil.
I need to learn about that.
Oh yeah, Greg, you gotta open up your road. You're like,
Hmm?
so open up your road when you find out all the things that people are doing with it.
I was thinking about holding a chat on weed. I think me and Jessica Maloney might look into that because I think a lot of people could benefit from it and knowing things about it at least.
Do you do it for pain or
Do I what?
do you use it for pain?
I do. I use it for pain, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I need to use it.
Yeah, I have a lot of pain. Mhm.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, because you're a college student,
I
does
dropped
that?
out.
Oh, you. I'm like so late. But
Oh,
did it ever affect your ability to like study or pay attention?
no. I'm pretty smart about smoking weed. Like, if I'm gonna use it, I'm gonna use it at a time where I don't need to be like hyper focused on something. Also, I know what kinds of strains to get that won't affect your mentality, but will affect your body instead. So,
Are there any that make you like help you pay attention, or is it just kind of like?
honestly, it's gonna sound really crazy, but I feel like I pay more attention on weed than I do without it because I have less anxiety. My anxiety goes down, so my ability to pay attention goes up.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'll hold a chat on that if y'all are interested, because why not?
Yeah. Y'all go.
Why not?
I hope to go to one of y'all's meetups in Austin too. I hope to be hopefully this spring or this summer or something like that.
We have a monthly, so you definitely should.
Yeah, I'll make my way up there.
I know we have such a large like group here in Austin. I can't even believe it. Every time we hold a meeting, it gets bigger. I'm like, where did you guys come from?
Yeah, you know Natalie?
Uh,
I forgot her last name.
no. Maybe?
Let me look it up.
Does she walk?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, I met her.
she goes to the same college that my sister went to. So
Oh,
like
really?
sometimes when I would like go up there to go see my sister, I would like kind of see her. But I never made my way around to the meeting. I don't think were the meetings did they start before last year or
No, they started last year.
because I was like I don't ever remember hearing about it, but constantly my way up there. I know Greg and I we had a that was hilarious. Like the last when they had the Dimly had the webcam, it was like the horrible disaster.
That party was so crazy, guys. Wow.
Well, when we do that next time, we guys need a roving camera person.
Yeah, I know.
Or
I'm
a
like,
drone.
I don't know where to place this, where everyone.
Yeah,
Nowhere.
we need a drone in there.
Yeah, it's wrong.
That would be awesome.
Be one of those robots like the kids take to school.
Yeah.
We'll modify a wheelchair so it can move across the room on its own.
Remember that thing that April had when she met the president? That little robot?
Oh yeah.
See that thing?
No, I want to know about that.
But she met the president virtually. And her face was on like a little
Yeah, Alice.
Alice. Yeah, I'm sorry, Alice Wong.
Oh, Alice. Oh, man, that's cool as hell.
Yeah. She won the Paul Hearn Award yesterday, by the way.
That's awesome.
$1,000 for everything. I think it was $50,000.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that is so good for her. She's such an advocate. I love that.
Great. I can't
Yeah, I'm working on that.
stop eating crackers, guys.
Crackers are dry. They're harder to swallow.
But they're so good.
They are good.
No, you have to get the cinnamon out of here. What's it called? What are those called? Sorry, what are they called? The honey graham crackers. Those are so good.
Animal cookies are the best.
Wait, the pink ones with the sprinkles on them?
Yeah.
Yes. Those are like the only ones that exist.
They're the only ones I know of.
They're like the plain regular. I'm like, what is that?
I never ordered a coffee. What was I thinking?
Well,
I thought you were ordering it.
I thought I was too, but I got distracted by y'all. Well, does anyone have any more questions about feeding tubes? Or comments or concerns?
I'm glad I got it. Even though the circumstances that I got it in, I wouldn't want that being a stroke and 2 heart attacks. I'm glad that I have it now because I always had a hard time swallowing pills.
Yeah.
When I didn't have a good appetite, or if I had problems swallowing, I wouldn't eat very much. So now I'm just not even worried about it now. I just, the pills are easy to intake. I know I'm going to get my nutrition, so I'm feeling good.
I'm glad you kept it because I know that you considered maybe not keeping it. So
yeah, I was like, no, keep it.
yeah, I think it's always in the best interest to just keep it once you've got it.
Yeah, it's not a big problem at all. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
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 I felt like it was just a big intrusion on my body, but actually where mine is located, it's right next to my belly button. It's kind of cool, I might pimp it up a little bit or put some jewelry on it or something.
Are you guys weird like me? I named mine. Is that weird?
Well, I can't say I've thought about it.
Everybody's like, yeah, that is weird, Heather. Good job.
I love it.
Well, people name their SPCs, so.
I name all of my medical equipment. It's so weird. I don't know, guys.
So you ask your PCAs, can you go get Tasha for me?
Yeah, like I say something about Benjamin Button, they know I'm talking about my feeding tube.
I just call mine Button.
That's so cute.
Come here, buddy.
And it gets really confusing when I'm actually talking about my belly button. And they're like, oh, and I'm like, no, not that one, the other one.
No, the other button.
That's such a problem.
What are your other names?
Okay, well, I got Benjamin Button, my feeding tube. My wheelchair's name is C3PO. My Tropinoff is named the Great Abyss. I don't know why.
What's called?
The Great Abyss.
No,
Because it's like a hole that goes into the middle of nowhere. So
what are you talking about?
it's a Tropinoff catheter. It's basically like a hole that goes straight to my bladder, but like reconstructed my appendix.
See, I wish I did that a long time ago. Cause
I love it so much.
I don't think they would go for it like now. But if I would have asked for it a long time ago.
I had to doctor shop seriously for that. I was like, somebody is going to do this surgery for me.
I remember seeing an episode where a girl had one. I don't know what it's called. You ever watch like True Life? MTV
Yeah.
True Life?
Yeah.
I think it was this girl, she got like paralyzed or something. And she had one, and I was like, oh my, like I was just looking at her like I was like 10 years old, like, oh, that's so cool. I wish I could.
The first time I saw a video on YouTube, I was like, done, that's it. I'm getting that. I need that. So, there it is. Also,
Yeah.
my feeding pump is named Joey because it's a kangaroo Joey.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get an SPC because that's so jealous. Like honestly,
Being able to go pee whenever you want to is the best thing in the world.
I'm like I could go anywhere
Mm-hmm.
without having to wear like a okay, this person's gonna have to come back to help me get on the toilet and then leave for another 3 hours of this.
I peed in Emily Walensky's backyard with my suprapubic catheter back home. So
Like a
you can
peak.
literally go anywhere.
But guys, I'm gonna get ready to go, but I want to give one shameless self-promotion.
Yes, please.
Last year, for the ADA 25 celebration, I did this thing called ADA Fan Cam. Anybody remember that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, I want you guys to go through all your photos and find pictures of yourself at a baseball game and put them on the website. And I'm trying to collect as many people with disabilities enjoying baseball as I can. And I'm going to connect with Major League Baseball and get them to recognize us on ADA Day. And also throughout the season, include us in the fan cam shots in every baseball broadcast. So that's my goal.
That is so cool. Only baseball though, because I don't think I've ever been to a game.
If you have football or basketball, go ahead and stick it up there. I don't care.
I have football.
All right, yeah, do it anyway. But yeah, this is pretty specifically for baseball right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna merge it in other sports, but baseball is so perfect for this because they show the fans so much in the games.
Yeah.
Never show us, and that shit is about to change. Okay.
That's awesome, Greg. Yes.
Thank you. So I'm ready to kick off. We're gonna have a teleconference in the next couple of weeks. Pitchers and catchers report next weekend, and we got to get going too. So,
Sweet.
all right, guys.
Thanks for coming, Greg.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Another 3, 4. I'm not including myself. Sorry.
Well, would we like to continue this meeting, or do we consider it?
Do you have any other questions, Sarah?
That
are like
now. Maybe once it's scheduled, I will. But at this point, I don't even know if it's happening. So
Yeah. I'm gonna talk to Emily and just tell her that we had like little attendance as well,
Yeah.
and whether maybe in the next few months she wants us to do another one or something. I'm not sure. I wish that more people came with more questions.
Yeah.
There's so much to learn.
Yeah.
We're glad you came though.
Yeah, we're so glad.
Yeah, thank you. And hopefully we were helpful to you.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I hope you're able to get one because that'll be so, so useful. Like,
Yeah.
even if you don't use it when you first get it, just not having to do it in the future. Like how Greg was saying, like, he got it when he was sick. That's like the worst time to really have to do anything.
Yeah, I don't mind in the ICU. I don't recommend that. Not at all.
My doctor did a surprise. They're like, surprise, we're admitting you right now. Like, you're literally being admitted right now. And I was like, what?
Oh, wow.
What? I was like, what is the meeting? What is that? This is that for old people. But of course, I was a little kid, so I didn't really know.
Mine, I'm very grateful that mine was my decision, and I was healthy at the time for the most part. So I do recommend doing it before you get sick.
Yeah.
Because I'm really happy that I had that, and now every time I get sick, it's just one less worry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just put the Pedialyte in the pups.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could also use. This really is not like wanted, or if I were you, I would just skip straight to the tube, to the surgical tube. But they have nasal tubes, which is what I had to do for a couple months because.
Yeah. So like, whenever I get sick, they put an NJ in me.
Mm.
Oh well. See, that's your reason for having it. That's your reason right there. If you had it a couple times.
It must be so uncomfortable.
Yeah, nobody likes those two.
Yeah.
Oh.
Reminds me when I got pneumonia, like suctioning. It wanted to go through my mouth, and I was like, "You're gonna put a tube down my mouth." Like, nope. Any types of tubes through my nose. I'm over it. That happened like a long time ago. I was like, no more tubes through the nose. This thing is going straight to my stomach.
Yes.
Yeah. Rude.
But Brooklyn, do you have a SPC?
I don't. I really want a Metrophenoff,
Yes.
but I'm terrified of surgery, so I'm avoiding it like the plague.
Yeah, I was like, Heather. I was like, where's Heather? Like, I think
Very
you got
conflicting emotions. Half the time I really want it, half the time I really don't.
after like Heather had the surgery, I was like, it was like you disappeared. And I was like, where is she?
When Heather got it, I was like, oh crap.
I was like, I
Now I
wonder if she's.
really want it.
I was like, I wonder if she's in pain right now. Where is she?
I love it. I love it. I love it.
It's just so scary. It's like,
Yeah, the surgery was really scary. But I do it 1,000 times over because I love it that much.
see, I could do the leaving and all that. Like the tube did that at the beginning. I could do that, but when you say like they filled your bladder up,
Yeah, that's.
Oh,
It
no.
doesn't hurt, guys. It just is weird.
No.
It's just like, why is my bladder suddenly so full that I have to pee? Wow.
wait, no, it wasn't that. It was the. What was it saying? You couldn't eat, or you had to like empty yourself like completely.
My God. Yeah, because when they go in for the Metrophenoff, they don't know like whether they're going to use your appendix or your bowel. If your appendix is good, they'll use your appendix and awesome. But if it's not good, they take out your appendix and they use your bowel instead. And so therefore, before the surgery itself, you have to completely cleanse yourself. It's hell on earth. It's just like literally the worst thing I ever done in my life. I thought I was gonna die. I was vomiting and diarrheaing all over the toilet. Wrong, just wrong.
Sounds like the last.
And like they made me drink this nasty liquid to make all of that happen. And then I'm like, but I have a feeding tube. And they're like, oh no, you can't use that. And then like an hour after I drink all this liquid, they're like, hey, you said you have a feeding tube, right? Why didn't you just use that? I'm like, excuse me? I just drank all that for no reason?
I'd be so mad.
Oh my gosh, I was livid. I was like, this is not even real, guys.
No.
No, I was about to hurt somebody. I was like, fuming.
Reading about that part, that was like the nope. Like exiting the room now.
Yeah, no. That was the worst part, actually. It really was. Like, the surgery was no big deal compared to that.
Yeah.
That reminds me when I got sick. I got sick last spring. I had a fever of like 104.3. And I was just, I was not here mentally. I was just like, what's happening? Like I had, when you're like sick in the hospital, you just like can't move. Like, okay, you want to take a shower? Do you want to do this? Do you want to eat? Like, no, I don't want to do anything. I just want to just to lay here.
Just lay here.
But yeah, I hope they legalize marijuana because a lot of patients will be able to use it. Pretty sure it maybe would help you, or maybe not, because my fever was like through the roof.
That's crazy.
It's like a couple points from like seeing things.
Scary.
Oh yeah. Today we had to like my mom. She was driving to the hospital. Then she realized we were out of gas. Felt like we were at the gas station for an hour. So I'm like, Mom, can you hear me? Of course, she can't pump the gas any faster than the gas is going in. I'm just like sweating through my clothes. Like, I didn't know you sweat, but apparently when your temperature is that high, you sweat like places you never sweat before. But I'm alive. Now I'll be able to get the SBC. Well, this is an interesting chat.
It's been good.
Yeah, it was. I know.
Hopefully.
I'm gonna get going, I think. But thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks. I'll talk to you soon then.
All
All
right.
right.
Bye, Sarah.
Bye.
Bye.
Number 3.
Yay, girls, we did it.
The
Yay.
three little stooge tubies.